Thank you so much for joining us here at Spectrum News 13.
A good afternoon to everyone as well. I'm Storm Track Meteorologist Zach Covey. We're live along Hutchinson Island. We are live here in Titusville.
Dual certified meteorologist Zach Covey. He's out at Spaceview Park.
I'm meteorologist Zach Covey. I certainly appreciate you joining us here at Spectrum News. This is not a tropical system, but we're still going to have similar impacts. The best dynamics for the severe storms will be farther to the north. You can see that couplet now directly over I-75. Yeah, this is about to cross 528 and 417. Yeah, this is a tighter couplet. So this is probably the best this storm has looked so far. Got a little bit of some heavier rain right now moving through Mims and Titusville. This line extending a little farther south. A lot of that moisture being pumped directly overhead tonight. And then as we go into this evening, there's the moisture associated with that area of low pressure intensifying. For the remainder of the week, we've got dual ridges of high pressure setting up. Sets up a battleground today from Nebraska and Kansas through Oklahoma. We've had flood watches in effect from SoCal, from San Diego, back out through Santa Maria. You tighten up the pressure gradient and that increases the winds. That ridge and the clockwise flow it brings will bring down some much drier air to Florida. As we go into this morning, it will finally clear out of the area, and this afternoon it's all about those sunnier skies. This stalled boundary, this is helping to focus moisture over the area today. As we go throughout the morning, a couple of light showers. Shower activity should wrap up as we go towards the lunchtime hour.
That is critical, folks. Is this a wobble? Or is this the start of that northeast turn? And again, you can just see it exiting the northeast side. I'd say about 20 to 25% still left. Now, light rain is going to be a concern. Flight through precipitation is a concern. Folks, that's going to be the biggest impact, at least at this point. What's your reaction right now when you're looking up at the sun? You've got your glasses, you're in line to see a telescope. What's the reaction?
Very cool.
Colorado State typically just does a forecast, a blanket forecast for the Atlantic Basin.
I've got a couple of safety tips I want to take it to right now. Remember, this eclipse here in Central Florida is not safe to look at without some sort of a viewer. We are go for launch. So how's that make us feel? All right, Advanced Baseline Imager, the ABI. This is truly the eye of the satellite. That's when the ball is flying into the wind creates a drag force and drops the ball short of the pin. And that takes these particles from the sun and forces them either to the north or to the South Pole. If you live along the intracoastal waterway or canals, you could see 1 to 3 feet of storm surge. Hot and dry air, lowering dew points, very strong winds known as the Santa Ana winds in California during October, November, December. Those are the ingredients you need to really just create these large blazes, because I do think today might be a rough travel day. It is these clouds that act like a blanket, trap some of the heat, and reflect it back down to the surface. So with the shear factor being low, this is a very favorable area for tropical development. That radiation gets re-emitted inside of our car as long wave radiation. That long wave radiation cannot escape our windows. Forsyth, Montana averages a temperature of 89 degrees this time of the year, and we are staying in the triple digits all week long. This year, 13 named storms, but our storms have been stronger. 5 hurricanes, 3 of them major compared to last year at this time. That little instrument right underneath the wing, it's called the SFMR. That is what gauges those surface winds for us. All right, good morning to you. 6:11 on this Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Zach Covey. Thank you so much for waking up with us here at Spectrum News. Hey, this weekend a pattern flip is beginning. It has been a long time since we have had substantial rain chances in our area. Just take a look. Since April 1st, well, we have 1/100th of an inch of rain. That happened yesterday, sitting at about 6/10 of an inch below average for this time of the year. But since January, all right, we haven't even reached 2 inches of rain here in Central Florida, or at least Orlando. That is a departure from average of 6.2 inches. We desperately need the rain. We are in a severe drought for the first time since 2017, the worst drought for the state of Florida in over a decade. So this is definitely a very dry season, but look at that.
A new area of low pressure starting to form along a stalled frontal boundary, working its way along the coastline of the Gulf Coast. Now, this stalled front will slowly work its way towards Florida today and tomorrow, unfortunately boosting rain chances for our Easter Sunday, but we desperately need these rain chances, so we will take them where we can get them. Let's time it out here for you. By high noon today, mix of sun and clouds across central Florida. Temperatures already in the mid-80s, warming up into the upper 80s to low 90s by 4 p.m. with those hit and miss sea breeze showers and storms. That trend will continue through this evening. By midnight, that sea breeze finally pushing offshore. But look what happens overnight. Temperatures drop back into the 60s and 70s, but widespread cloud cover comes in. That will limit our daytime highs tomorrow to well below average. Average high is 82. How about temperatures tomorrow in the mid and upper 70s? But that moisture will be scattered around. So hit and miss showers tomorrow. It's not going to be a washout for your Easter, but we can't guarantee that you're going to be completely dry either. Today's the best day for some of that sunshine. Temperatures in the 80s to low 90s. Again, that afternoon sea breeze pushing from the west to the east. And your Easter Sunday, again, hit and miss showers. Highs in the 70s, much cooler than we typically are.